Welcome to the space as well. Always great to see you here. Gary, I got a question. How can I, well, it's not mine, but how can I join the capos?
That would be a difficult task. That you got to be a gold member. You got to go through a whole bunch of jumping through hoops. That is not something I just let people have. There was a guy who demanded to be a capo about 6 weeks ago, and he's no longer with us. So there's no demanding or, I pick capos. It's not like something you can buy into. You can buy into gold. No one can buy into captos. You can't give me money. It's a loyalty thing. I gotta see, gotta know who people are, and I think you understand.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The fact that the two of my mentors, because I do consider you my mentor, Gary, a Grand Commander, and you're in the same space. I wouldn't even imagine this about a year ago. Now it's happening. So let's see what is next, right? So listen, Gary, I'm pretty sure you have seen people talking about hexes in spaces or in tweets or something.
Yeah,
Yesterday, we saw people in the 33 Cup free Telegram talking about hexing as if it would be as easy as to just to eat cereal or bag of chips. So what?
of course. Everything's so easy. Everything's so easy. Let me just say a few things. Before I go into hexing. Um, Christianity, they teach you that you can be a rapist, you can be a murderer, you can be a homosexual, you can be a pedophile, but as long as you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're all forgiven. That's a joke. Muslims, the Christians and Muslims have been fighting throughout history, but they all agree on this. Interesting how that works. They say that, again, you could be a pedophile, a rapist, a murderer, all this stuff. But as long as you basically accept Allah and Muhammad as your Lord and Savior, all of a sudden, all your sins are forgiven. I'm here to tell you that's fucking bullshit. Okay? That is absolute fucking crap. This is what weak-minded people run to because, oh, I used to be a fag, or oh, I used to be a criminal, but if I do this, all my sins are forgiven. No, they're not. The prime creator judges everyone based off karma. Karma is real. Karma is very, very real. And if you do bad things, I don't care who you accept as your Lord and Savior, you're going to get punished. Okay, so when people talk shit about numerology and astrology, I find this Christian stuff nonsense. As a matter of fact, Red Pill, do you mind if I tell the story from yesterday?
Oh, brother, I don't give two shits. Go ahead.
Okay. So, we had some people who were in Beacon's crew. I'm not going to name any names, but they decided that uh, numerology is against their Christian values. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't give a fuck. We're out of here. In the elevator, in some random fucking building I've never been to, someone recognizes me. Red Pill, tell them what happened.
All right. Well, look, this is the type of person I am, right? I'm a good person. I'm not of Satan. I go to church every Sunday to pray with my family because it's just a space that we could all go together. I don't believe in the church that I went to or nothing like that. But these kids wanted to go to church, and I said yes, let's do it. I gave you guys my bed. I gave you guys my couch. I got you all jobs. I got you moved to Florida. I got you jobs with camera people, with car rental companies, with rappers, everything under the sun. And they said they wanted to go to church. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go to church. It'd be nice. Let's all sit down, get off our phones, and focus on, what we want to focus on, relationship and not religion. So we go to church. I bring them to church. And I bring them to church. Remember this. I bring them to church. And two of them decide to get baptized at the church. And I said, okay, all right, that's interesting. I mean, go right ahead, get in the water of everyone else's sins. And that makes sense. Whatever. Do your thing. So they get baptized. These people are secretly whispering secrets into their ears or whatever, basically saying you're forgiven. Don't worry about thinking you're like that. You're forgiven. You're good. You're all good. And they finish the baptism, right? And we meet outside the church, and we meet these kids from church. These kids that kind of, they're good kids, quote unquote, because they follow the righteousness, and they invited us to lunch, and they wanted to talk about, positive things. And I was kind of wary about them, so I was kind of like, all right, I'll stop by, but I gotta go. I gotta go do stuff. If you guys want to stay here with them, that's fine. Go ahead. The look on these Christians, right, that these kids meet, the Beacon members met, it's kind of like the dull, unexpressionless face where like people are like, "Hi, how are you? Do you want me to pray for you? Let's pray in Jesus' name." And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I go to lunch with them. I leave lunch with my girl. I leave my Beacon members, right? To these Christian people. And when I come back, these kids hit me up and say, "Hey, we have some serious stuff we need to talk to you about, like ASAP. You need to come here. This is serious." And I'm like, "Really? All right, whatever. I'll drop everything I have to do. You guys move 6 blocks down to my house." I walk to the house. I get there. They're in there with fucking cult music, like dun 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 dun, in a fucking secret room in the back of their house, and they're all like looking at me like they just fucking cracked the Da Vinci Code or some shit. And and I'm in there like, what's going on, bro? Like, what's happening? And they're all like, "Garry, numerology, satanic. We don't know what happened. We don't know what happened, right, Aries? But you were fooled. You were deceived. And we're here to save you. We're here to save you. And we're here to tell you to take numerology at a beacon, cut Garry off, and we could do this
Uh,
together as a team." And I'm like,
uh,
whoa, 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 whoa. Are you guys okay? Are you guys smoking crack? All looking at me with serious ass faces, like, "No, bro. Those kids from church, we disagree. We disagreed with everything they said. They looked like Matrix people. But one thing stuck out, and it was that they said that numerology is a part of divination, and divination is not good. Blah 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 blah
yep,
blah.
yep, yep,
So
yep, yep.
fast forward to everything after they told me, "Look, we want to help you. We want to take you out of this," telling me this, "and we want to help you make Beacon, everything it is without numerology." And I said, "No." I said, "I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but everything that I've done to this point makes me feel stupid because now you're here and you're stuck here and you're doing jobs with my people and everything that I've done for you guys." So they're like, "Okay, well, you know what? We're going to talk to the other two top leaders in Beacon, and we're going to voice our opinions to them, which is Turtle and Izan." And they thought that they were going to change their minds or something like that. And I told them, I said, "Look, I don't give a fuck if you got Turtle and if he got Eisen off of demonology, whatever, and turned over to what good. They're not gonna agree with shit you guys say. They go talk to Turtle. They go talk to Eisen. Both of them say the same exact thing I said. You guys are batshit
Go
fucking
fuck yourself.
crazy, pretty
Yep.
much." So now,
So Red Pro, without going through the whole story, how I ran up on them.
oh, bro, I want to tell them what happened in the elevator though. The elevator.
Yeah. Let's go to the elevator right where we leave these people's houses. Go from there.
Okay, so Garry, we go to their house. We tell them exactly what the fuck is up. Make them delete all content. Tell them no more Beacon posts, no more Garry posts, nothing. You guys are done. You guys are done. You guys are not doing anything, or shit is going to hit the fan, pretty much. And we got the okay. We're explaining to them religion is bullshit. Relationships is what it is. And we leave the condo, right? Me, Garry, and Turtle leave the condo. Pay attention. We go into an elevator. There's a fucking guy wearing Palm Angel shirt, and he goes to Garry. He goes, "Hey man, I love what you're doing. I follow everything that you do. You're absolutely right, and a lot of things that you've done have changed my life. Numerology is the new religion." Right after all of this,
Yep. Yep. So a random guy I've never met says out the blue, numerology is a new religion right after we leave some people's houses who are telling us about this is evil. This is how the Matrix sends you confirmations. Brother, the chance of that happening were like 1 in 5 million.
million.
Someone's gonna recognize me, and not that someone don't. I get recognized every fucking day. You guys have no idea. I go with Red Pill at the casino all the time. They have fucking people come up to me. But the whole point is this: Numerology will replace religion. Why? Because it just has answers. Where other people ask you for faith, and basically faith is basically believing in something without having evidence. I don't ask for that type of faith. I ask actually for logic. 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4. That type of stuff. So I wanted the red pill to put that out there. What happened yesterday, and to talk a little bit about the Christians and Muslims. Now let's talk about hexes. I don't care how powerful someone is and how weak someone is. If that weak person has no negative karma, you cannot hex them. I repeat again, you cannot hex someone who doesn't have negative karma to attach to. You have to look at hexes as basically like a hook. And if there's nothing to hook, the hex ain't going to work. So that's number one. If you're a very, very good person, you're not going to get hexed. Okay. It's not even possible to hex you. Number two, when it comes down to manifestation, hexing, it's kind of the same. Master numbers just have an edge over the 1 through 9s. Now, can 1 through 9s hex? Yes. Can they hex at a strong level? Most likely not. And this is the thing. The people who are 11s, 22s, 33s, they can hex with ease. They can manifest with ease. Why? Because they're older souls, because they've been through the 1 through 9 experiences and they're at that new level. The people who aren't, sometimes they allow themselves to get possessed by demons, by other entities to give them power. People who are 11s, 22s, 33s don't need to go that route. That's number one. Number two, when it comes down to hexing, listen, all that bullshit about it coming back to you 7 times, that's just like a broken mirror. You're going to get 7 years bad luck. Hey, this is the same fucking bullshit that casinos tell you 7's the lucky number when it's actually not. So don't worry about 7 years of bad luck or it comes back to you 7 times stronger. What you have to understand is most people cannot hex. Yes, the mind is powerful. What Commander said is very true. The mind is powerful, but there's plenty of people wishing for Biden to drop dead right now. It doesn't happen. Okay. There's plenty of people who are wishing. There's plenty of people who are wishing for a whole bunch of people who are in positions of power to drop dead, and it doesn't happen. And I still think Biden's gonna, might happen something happen to him this year, but he's still been in office for 3 years. People saying "fuck you." Before that, it was Trump. Before that, it was Obama. So yes, the mind is powerful, and yes, the collective can be powerful, but they can only do so much. When it comes down to the actual art of hexing, it's not what people think. It's not that movie stuff. It's not any of that. I'm not going to go into that because I'm sure I'm not going to teach people how to hex. I teach someone how to hex. They do something immoral to somebody. That shit's coming back on me. Now, when it comes down to hexing, oh, you best believe I've hexed people in my life. 100% I've done that. But why have I actually done it? Do I do it because someone says, oh, Gary, you're a bitch, or Gary, f you? Hell no. You know how many people fucking say that every fucking day? I don't give a fuck about that. If you actually been hexed, but if you give them enough money, they'll cleanse you. This is the oldest gypsy trick in the book. Go to Dabs and just send her a DM from 10 different fucking messages. And if you ask her what's wrong with you, eventually she'll say you've been hexed and she can cleanse you. And these people can't cleanse shit. They just want to steal your fucking money. Do you understand? They want everyone goes through enemy years. And if you don't know what an enemy year is and everything's going bad, you're going to think you got hexed. No one's hexing anybody because there's probably 1,000 people in the fucking world who even know how to do that shit. And I sure as hell ain't teaching anybody. People need to understand this. These people are frauds. They really are. It's just so disappointing to see that people will fall for this crap, because that's exactly what it is. They fall for it. I'm going to say this. Women If they're virgins, yeah, they might have some hexing ability. But if you're gonna tell me some ran through whore that's been fucking used more than a goddamn rental car is gonna have some fucking abilities to hex, you're out of your mind. Women have energy when they're pure. Once they've been penetrated, that hexing ability is out the fucking door. And you have literal with fucking butterfly tattoos going around telling people they can fucking hex people. You can't even pick the right man in your life. And that's what you have to go to all these astrologers who are selling matchmaking advice and all this. Ask them where their man is, and they'll tell you they can't find one. There's another fraud ass astrologer on here born on the 7th. Now, see, I'm born on the 7th. People born on the 7th don't actually do well in a relationship sometimes. I've been married for 20 years. Why? Because and I know how to get past whatever my numbers faults are. Other people can't and they won't. And that's why that swine born on the 7th, he can talk all the shit he wants, but he can't even get a fucking girl. All that knowledge you have and you can't even fucking get a woman. Pathetic. I'm going to tell you guys something. Men and women are very different. If a man is past 25, 26 and he's a virgin, be very, very careful with those people. Very, very careful, because he will sell you out for a fucking whore in the back alley. If a woman's been ran through, same deal. So it's the complete opposite. If a man has had absolutely no sex and he's past a certain age, beta, never fuck with them. If a woman's been ran through, never mess with them. And I'm telling you, those are words to live by. And I'm not going to apologize for my language, but I will say sorry if anyone was offended for it. Go ahead.
Damn, Gary, I like those words, man. I definitely like that, man. You should have been in the space, not in the space or in the Telegram, because people just open their mouths when it comes to hexing. They don't understand a single thing about hex. They don't, and they think it's easy, and they get angry if you tell them something they don't want to hear because they think they are right.
Of course, hexing has to do with karma. That's why hex starts with H, which is the 8th letter. I mean, I don't understand why people don't get this stuff. And I'm telling you right now, I pay almost no attention to women who say they're going to hex. They're going to do that. I don't pay much attention to guys. But if a woman says she's going to hex, all you got to do is look at her and see she's ran through and she has no power. These women have no power. And I'm going to say another thing. Men carry a lot more karma than women. It's true. Karma, last 2 letters, M-A, just like man. Not a W-O like woman. So men carry much more karma than, at least in the material world. Once it comes to the spiritual world and it's time to be judged, you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. If you're a woman and you're ran through, I don't give a fuck how good of a person you was. I don't give a fuck how many people you've helped. I don't care what you've done. Metaphorically, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. And guess what? That puts a fucking smile on my face. If that's offensive to people, so be it. You have to understand, most of the people who don't like me on Twitter are either who are fucking taking pictures and selling them on fucking Tinder or whatever. Then you have the who basically fucking going to tell you, sexual whatever. They'll fucking make any excuse that justify their actions. And then you have everything in the middle. Guys, life is not difficult. Be a good person. Try to be nice to people unless they give you a reason not to. And unfortunately, I know too much. That's just a fact. I just know too much about women and their psychology and their nature. And I thank God, or thank anyone out there, or thank the prime creator that I actually learned numerology and astrology, so I don't have to go through all the problems that people tell me when they get readings. Oh, my wife left me. Oh, my wife is cheating on me, or my husband is cheating on me, or whatever. I never went through that, and I never will, ever, because I did the numerology and astrology right. And if people think it's satanic to find someone who's your partner based on numerology and astrology, you best go to church and see how many of those couples who went to church and beset in sickness and through health and out there fucking within the next week fucking sucking someone off. This is fucking ridiculous. These people are fucking hypocrites and they're frauds and they don't want to be called out on it. And I'm telling you now, when it's my time to meet the prime creator, I'm feeling good about my chances. I'm feeling real good about my chances because, I've had people I've helped and they haven't shown the same stuff back. I don't hex them over that. Oh, I don't do anything of the sort. If I helped you out in life and then when I needed it you didn't do anything, it's not like I'm gonna hex you or anything. I just won't fuck with you. But at the same time, there's people I've helped and then all of a sudden, Gary's this, Gary's that, Gary's this. Oh, damn well. Fuck yeah, you're gonna get hexed. Fuck yeah. And it's not like you actually have to do something. You just have to put a bonding thing on, and if anyone fucks with you, it comes back to them. You don't even have to do anything, but you got to know how to do stuff like that. And I'm not teaching anybody, maybe my kids. I'm not teaching anybody. I've taught numerology and astrology to the world, and 98% of the people are very thankful. Then you have that 2% who had no idea what numerology and astrology was, and now all of a sudden they know more than me. This shit's a joke. And if you fucking hate my guts with a passion, and you hate me so much that you're willing to go to frauds to get misinformation, good shit. Keep doing it. And that'll be it, man. I'll take a back seat for now.
Let's fucking go, Gary. Got a question from my community. Are you coming with Red Pill Aries to the 33 Club event in Vegas in June?
Brother, DM me, man. DM me. Don't put me at the spot like that. Don't put me at the spot like that, man. Come on, man. I can't speak for Aries, but if he goes, if I go, he'll probably go and stuff like that. But
I'm trying to go, Gary. I'm trying to go.
Okay, you like Vegas, huh? You remember last time what happened? Do you remember last time? You remember last time we went to Vegas? It was January 2023, and I told everyone I was going to become an influencer. I was going to get big. I was going to fucking make numerology mainstream. I fucking did everything I said I was going to do. Yeah. I keep my fucking promises.
That shit was and
then there was a and then I'm not going to go into details, but there's this one girl who came who was a fucking, and I fucking knew she was a by looking at her fucking face. And I told everyone she was a, and now it's out that she actually is a. Told you I was right. So again, what people have to understand. Again, I'm not dropping names. I'm not fucking putting any stories in here. I'm just saying I don't make certain type of mistakes. And number two, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I fucking took over. Now in my 7th year, I'm recovering from my Achilles injury. When the 8th year happens, it's going to be times 100 what I did in 2023. I hope you guys are ready because you guys are going to be so sick of seeing me on fucking social media by the end of 2025 that I think you'll understand when I go into retirement in 2026. Let me give a shout out to all the GG3 people, Peyton. Who else do we have? Aaron. And only problem I have with Aaron Wynn is he doesn't think Michael Jordan's the best basketball player of all time. I mean, he's got real issues there. My brother Grinsberg, GG3's in here. The Greats in here. Dragons in here. Wise Cat's in here. Shout out to Noise, who's in Beacon. Shout out to Turtles in Beacon. JD Hill, he's a good guy. He's in the academy. I can't see everyone, so I do apologize. But a lot of GG33 people in it. I talk a lot of shit about the haters. I don't give my my supporters enough love. So there it is. Chris has been with me for 14 years. I don't know, a long time. So it's been a while, and I saw Dale in here somewhere, but Dale, it is what it is.
Yeah, Dale wanted me to. I was waiting for you guys for a moment. He wanted to say he had to go catch a private jet, and he's on the way somewhere, and he had to go real quick. So he just wanted to say sorry for
big baller, the private jet.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Okay. I mean, You know, he's the one who comes down here to Miami and fucking gets BMWs and shit like that. Mercedes. I'm waiting for him to pull up in a goddamn Ferrari one time. It is what it is.
Gary, I got another
So
question for you from my community.
yes, sir.
How do you deal with people who betray you? Like, how do you take that and how do you deal with
It
that?
depends. It depends if they fucking betray you in a way where they just lie to you and you know they go on their separate way, then you don't really do much. You know, if they betray you by stealing, oh, yeah, then you definitely take something. Then you definitely do something about it. If they betray you and then start talking shit about you, fuck yeah, you hex them. So again, if someone just like leaves GG33 and they didn't steal anything, they just didn't do what they promised, and what are we talking about? Like 25 people out of fucking 5,000. It's like whatever. But if someone, if you benefit someone in life, unequivocally benefit someone in life, and then they fucking start running their mouth, yeah, you have a right to do something spiritually. You know, there's a lot of ways to fight people. You can fight people politically within the, you know, judicial system. You can fight people physically, MMA. But you can also fight people spiritually. And that spiritual part is something, you know, people very, very lack. They'll go to the gym all day, but their fucking spiritual force field is weak as fuck. It's going to take a lot for someone to get through to me. I should have been dead like fucking numerous times. Numerous times I should have been dead. And it doesn't happen because I still got my fucking mission. Once that is complete and the world is enlightened and I planted my seeds that have grown into fucking big ass vines that you can reach the clouds with, then it's a whole different story. But at the end of the day, even my haters are fucking living off me. You understand? Even my haters, they'll still put that 3-3 in their bio. They'll put a 28 in their bio, but they'll hate the man who taught them that stuff. It's a fucking joke. It's an absolute joke. And I don't feel bad for 1 second when bad stuff happens to them, because that's what happens when you are shown kindness. You know, I'll put it out there. If you're one of those people who betray people, then guess what happens when you have kids? They betray you. Everything comes back for a circle. That's why kids and karma both start with a K, you fucking jackasses. You know, I have a lot of fun knowing what's going to happen to a lot of these people in the future. They think it's all fun and games and stuff like that. It's not. You have no idea how this world really works, but you will. Unfortunately, for most people, when I get in the position of power, and that's unequivocally, that will happen. Everyone in GG33 Go knows why. When that happens, I don't really care about being a billionaire. I don't care about yachts. I'd rather just fuck with you guys. Do all sorts of shit to make you fucking end it yourself. Yeah, I might be a fucking vindictive son of a bitch, but you got to get it out of me first. And I'm actually a really nice person. I fucking look out for people. I mean, red pill. Did I not tell you were going to be an influencer in November? Did I
Oh
not tell you
yes.
all this was going to happen?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I told you all this was going to happen. I
Word for
told you trust the
word.
plan.
I've had people
And
come into Beacon and I thought that they were good and great and amazing. Gary told me off rip, they're gonna betray me, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. I didn't even
yep.
see it. I had other members in Beacon try to, you know, double down on the fact that it'd be great, it'd be great. And there's been already 2 people. Shout out the 11s. Not all of you guys are fucked up, but you guys are fishy. You got that ego.
Some of them, and some of them are very good people too.
They
But
are, they are.
I just know how this works, man. You know, I've been through this for a long time, and I told you what to expect, and it happened like clockwork, didn't it?
Like literal clockwork. I'm still registering that this is real life, which is amazing.
It is what it is. Anyways, Beacon is going to be the #1 men's group by the end of the year. I'm going to open a millionaires group. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to push the date back from April 28th until I get my accounts back. And by the way, that will happen. And for the haters in here with their burner accounts, as soon as my accounts are back, I'm not responding to any more haters. I'm not going to do any of that shit. I'm just deleting you. That's going to be your karma, because I can lose my account and lose 6 figures a month, and it's not really going to affect me. If you lose your account and you lose your petty ass 500 to 1,000, you'll be out on the streets. And that's coming, boys. That's coming, because once you have an enemy for me, it's an enemy for life. Again, TikTok is going to be forced to be sold. That it's passed Congress, both houses. Biden is going to sign the bill. TikTok's going to be sold, and I'm telling you right now, the new owners of TikTok, the billionaire groups that are being fucking formed, are the same people I've dinnered with. Same people I've had given readings to. So I'm going to have free reign on TikTok. Thanks to Elon Musk. I'm going to have free reign on IG, because I already got Jeff Bezos and, Zuckerberg's emails. Thank you, certain billionaire out there, for looking out for me. And this same billionaire hates Musk too. It's interesting how this stuff works. It really is. But my accounts will come back. And when they do, then it becomes showtime. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to help create a women's group where I'll just be in the side, because they need something. We're going to do a lot of good things in the future. But remember, you don't even have to pay me to learn from me. You really don't. You can learn the basics just by watching my podcast, watching my spaces going on. You can. It's not about money, guys. Yes, if you want my top shit, I'm gonna fucking tax you, because you're gonna make a lot of money off that. But at the end of the day, every single group, all they want is your money. I'm the only one who vets. No, I don't vet GG33 Academy, but if you want to go above that, the bronze, silver, gold, everyone gets vetted. Everyone gets vetted. Every single person. And they get turned down too. How many people do you know will turn down 28,000 from somebody just because they don't like their politics? Would you turn down money because they, all these Christians out here talking about, oh, we don't deal with that whole. If I gave them 28K to fucking join their group, they'll probably suck their. Me, I just turn the shit down. I turn the shit down, because money's not my God. It might be yours. It's not mine. Money is not the root of all evil either. The love of money is the root of all evil, because people will do anything they need to get it. But money itself is just a tool. Just like a numerology and astrology is just a tool. It's how the practitioner uses it. And in closing, I'm sure people will tell you I'm the devil and all this other fucking shit. I'm funded by the Rothschilds or all this other fucking crap. I made a deal with Ball. Whatever these fucking people make up. I want people to understand. I have a moral compass. I could have been worth 100 million already if I really, really wanted to. And I wanted to promote these OnlyFans girls. I could have been an OnlyFans manager with 300 girls under me if I really wanted to. But I'm not going to do that, because I have to answer to the prime creator. And guess what? So did every single one of you. And when that day comes, money ain't going to fucking do anything for you. Yes, money's great. You can help people with it. You can do anything. But I remember the day I went to a mall, and I went to a mall and I fucking threw money. Just, I just threw money, off a balcony so the people down in the mall could fucking grab it. I had people going in comments saying, oh, what a fucking fraud! What a fake person! He's just basically doing this for this and this. No, it was an 8 day. I wanted to give people money out. Instead of buying a Rolex like most of you guys would have, I just threw 10K away. Ain't gonna change my life. You know why? Because when you're the best of the best at what you do, don't worry about money. It always comes. Facts. Absolute facts. My man, I leave it back to you.
Garry, appreciate you for being here, man. My community got nothing but the best comments for you. as well for Red Pilaris, as well for VK. I always said in my spaces, follow each other, follow Garry in his account, follow Peyton, follow Red Pilaris, follow Grand Commander, follow Bob, follow everybody here. One more thing, Garry, that I gotta ask you though. How do you start with, and I know that you can get about an hour, and I'm pretty sure you answered this already, but there's people in my community that is asking, how do you start with numerology and astrology and why?
I started on 9/11 after I saw that Flight 11 hit the World Trade Center on the 11th, and the two towers look like an 11 side by side. And I started looking further. New York was the 11th state in the Union. New York City, 11 letters. The Pentagon, 11 letters. Shanksville, 11 letters. Afghanistan, 11 letters. They attacked Afghanistan 10/7/2001, adds up to an 11. At that point, I thought I saw the mathematical probability of all of that being a coincidence were in the billions. That basically told me someone was doing something on purpose, and then I fucking started studying. I went like any other person, went on websites, but there weren't too many websites back then. And this, 2001, and then I started going to Barnes and Nobles, and I started reading the books, and then I started giving people readings based off that information, and I saw that half the people said it was full of shit. So I figured the books were full of shit. And then in 2002, when I started, talking to all the modern day numerologists, the one thing they all had in common was they're all broke. And I'm like, I started thinking, I'm like, wait a second. If this is the keys to the universe, and I do believe that, which I did at the time, how is it possible that all these people who are the so-called top numerologists in the game, why are they all broke? And after I, started answering that question myself, the only reason they would be broke is because their shit doesn't work. I threw all the books away and I started just studying people. And you have to have a mind for it. You really have to have a mind for it. I'm a snake born on the 11th. Born on the 7th. So I do have a mind for this shit. And I just started seeing things that were impossible for people to figure out without it. For God's sake, I figure out death code. And there's been plenty of deaths this year based off death code. And, we're not talking about it. No one in GG33 talks about this stuff because they know how valuable it is. And I'm going to release that to the public one day with the explicit, reason to destroy religion. Because if numerology and astrology can pinpoint people's deaths, what the fuck do people need to go to imams and priests and rabbis for? And by the way, you can talk all this Jewish shit I want. I haven't been in the synagogue in fucking 15 years. Give a fuck about any of that goddamn crap. I don't give a fuck if it's a rabbi. I would say one thing about the rabbi, he's a lot richer than the priest and the imam. I'll give you that much. Shabbat shalom to that. But again, they're all the same. They're all fucking preaching nonsense. I will say one thing. When Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, the first place they hit was a gay festival. That's the first place they hit, and Rabbi told me if they're can't be Jewish. So I don't, and all the people they fucking killed in that festival, they ain't Jews. So, I ain't going to claim them. Obviously it was a terrorist act and I'm, being a little funny right now, but I'll tell you what I'm not funny about. I'll say it right now. And I don't give a fuck what people think. There was a nightclub shooting in Orlando. I think it was 216, and people can look it up. It was Pulse nightclub, and Muslim went in there and he went to work and he took out a lot of people, and a lot of those people were male. Now, did he have a right to do that? No, under the American legal system, of course not. And am I encouraging people to do things of that? Of course not. But I will say this. 40% of gay men are also. So if, you went to a nightclub and you cleaned stuff up, and yes, it's a tragedy, but how many kids didn't get future because of what happened? That's the way I look at things. I don't give a fuck how people think. All these Christians out here talking all this nonsense. How come you go after me, but you don't go after like gay? Why is it you go after me, but you don't go after the homeless and the sodomites who are brainwashing kids? Why is that? Because it's easy to go after me. There's no price to pay. But if you go after the homeless, there's a price to pay. And you guys are cowards. You don't want to pay that price. That's why you shut your fucking mouths. But with me, oh, he's evil. No, I actually promote family values. I actually promote a one nuclear family unit. You guys are fucking cowards out there. Absolute fucking cowards. And don't worry. When that day is gonna come where you're gonna meet your maker, and he's gonna ask you, why were you a coward? I wasn't. When COVID was going around, before the came out, I told people, do not get. How many counts did that cost me? 10? How much money did that cost me? Fucking 2-3 million? And I still did it, and I continue to do it. Because I'm not a coward. Some of you people really need to look in the fucking mirror. You know. And yeah, I'll end it there, my man.
I'll add to this. I came from a Catholic, Christian, Jewish background, both sides of my family, and I was the enemy on the Christian side because I was into numerology. I was called a Satanist by my own aunts. And all of you Christians,
they would have burned you at the stake fucking 200 years ago. These turn the cheek other Christians, they would have called you a heretic and burned you at the fucking stake.
And
that's a fact.
No pushback from the Jewish side of the family, but total pushback from the Christian side. And I learned where my allegiance was real quickly.
I've never had Jews tell me this is evil.
Exactly.
Not one time. Not one time I've had any Jew tell me this is evil. And I'm talking about the people who are very close to the, Zionist regime in fucking Israel. And yeah, that's exactly what they are. They're a Zionist regime. I don't fucking support Zionists because I'm a Jew. But again, if someone attacks you, you're going to fucking fight back. I will say this, an American dog lives better than Palestinians do. And if you keep people in that type of environment, stuff like Hamas will happen. I call on all Arab nations, especially Jordan and Egypt. Why don't you just take those people in? Israel will be more than happy to give you billions and billions of dollars just to take those people in. But they won't do it. They won't do it. Palestinians are all over the world. Isn't it time for you guys to have a home, even if it's not actually in Palestine? I mean, you still got the West Bank, don't you? It's a difficult situation, and I do blame Zionists for spreading sexuality, degeneracy, feminism. I do blame them for that, and I understand why they do it. I completely understand, because if people aren't fighting amongst themselves, they're going to start looking on the very top of the food chain, and they're not going to like what they see. So they make sure that the house divided can't stand. There's people out here, men who are shouting Trump, 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 and they won't say anything else except Trump, 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 and then their wife is voting for Biden or Clinton. So basically their wife is canceling out their own vote. They're going to be all alpha, pump their chest, go out there, vote for Trump, but they can't even convince the women in their own fucking families to fucking vote for Trump. You think that goes in my household? My wife votes who I tell her to vote for. My mom votes for who I tell her to vote for. And I could put my wife on the phone and she'll tell you that, and there won't be any issues about it, because there's not this feminist propaganda that people are spoon fed with. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take a picture right now of the TV in my house so you guys can see how I fucking use it. Okay, I'm gonna post that picture right now. Because I want you guys to see how I use a TV. Type it right now.
While Gary's doing that, I want to add that he gets a lot of flack for saying certain things about women online, but from a true, honest account, I've never been more respected or honored by any man I've ever worked with than Garry. He's truly the best of the best. He has a ton of respect for good women. He has respect for women who respect themselves. So anyone who is offended by the content that he posts, namely women, you really got to look at yourself in the mirror and see, am I offended by what he said, or am I offended because it's true?
I appreciate the kind words, Peyton. And I mean, all you gotta do is look at Peyton. She can open OnlyFans. She can be making millions like all these fucking ratchet ass, but she's not. She's out there fucking hustling and doing it her own way without taking off her clothes. You women out there, 90% of you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You have no substance. You have no nothing, and all you have is your looks. And guess what, women? That shit fades. What are you gonna do then? So 100%, I have all the respect in the world for women, for good mothers. But how am I supposed to respect a woman if she's a ran through? You don't respect yourself and you want respect for me? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Listen, you whores are very lucky a guy like me is not in power. I'd fucking let the Muslims loose. Yeah, I let the Muslims loose with their stones. I'd let the Muslims loose, you know. and you know, this is all fun and games. We'll see how it is in about 10 years when America's on the verge of collapse. All these beta males aren't willing to fight for their country. It's absolutely unbelievable that a broad can take off her clothes, make millions through the internet, which men created, through a computer, which men created, through smartphones, which men created. And then they're going to start talking about, we need women in power. Well, we see what happens when women are in power. We see divorces go up sky high. We see fucking sex workers get legitimized. Is this what it means when women are in power? And again, I'm not saying anything that men are fucking great, but most of these men will give the example of these beta males. Well, it's the men who are buying the OnlyFans. Yeah, you're right. It is the men who are buying the OnlyFans. But what type of men? Most of these men are raised by single fucking mothers. You are creating the own fucking problem. It's sick. It's a sick fucking world. And I don't know how people can look at what goes on in society. And again, I live in America, the best country in the world. I repeat, the best country in the world I live in. And it's degenerate as hell. But if you go to South Africa, they'll fucking murder you over a fucking pair of sunglasses. You go to fucking Nigeria, they'll scam the shit out of you. You go to Russia, it's a mob-run fucking dictatorship. I don't know how you can look at this world and not understand that the fucking evil ones are running this. Like, the evil is running this world, and the people who think they're gonna fucking be the one who is gonna fucking go around and fucking beat the New World Order and beat the Rothschilds, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. I'll give you one example, and this is the example I always give people. There's a guy by the name of Muammar Gaddafi. He was the ruler of Libya from 1969 to 2011. Notice he came to power in a rooster year and got killed in a cat year, but that's another day. Story for another day. Mr. Gaddafi had $500 billion. That's 500 billion. He had a standing army of 30,000 men, well trained. He had airplanes. He had equipment. He had a modern army. He lasted 9 fucking months against NATO. 9 fucking months. What the fuck are you gonna do? Nothing. So once you accept that you can't actually defeat these people, then you have to start, well, how can I actually do good in the world? By the people around you, by your family members. That's how you do it. And if you guys don't understand that shit, I don't know what else to tell you. Because time after time after time, I've seen how this works. I tell people, I go to a drug rehab clinic about 15 years ago. Not for me, but I was just there and I did research. Went up to everybody. What's your birthday? Born on the 9th, born on the 18th, born on the 27th. Now, I'm not saying all people who are born on those days have those issues, but a lot do. And I put this information out there, and what happens? These people start hating me. You are beta male bitches. You can't tell the truth. You think I don't know I'm overweight? Okay, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking cry about it. You're telling the truth. It is what it is. Was I this way when I was 25? No, I would have knocked your ass out. Okay? I don't play. So you guys need to start accepting the truth. I ain't no fucking Casanova. I fucking know that. But guess what? I married the best looking fucking girl I fucking ever saw in my life. And she was loyal too. A fucking double whammy. I never had these problems with women. I never had a woman cheat on me. I don't know what that's like because I'm into numerology and astrology. Listen, I still got like fucking 4 more readings to do today, and I'm about to lose my voice. So I'm gonna respectfully hand over the microphone and let you guys, do your thing. But I see we got a nice crowd. That's what happens when we have a GG33 in the spaces. Anyways, my man, take over. I hope I answered enough questions. I'll be listening, but I don't want to lose my voice because I got like a lot of readings to go today, man.
Absolutely.
You know what that's like, DC.
Oh yeah, it's the worst, man. Thank you for coming on, Gary. It's the best.
Thank you,
Always.
Gary, for stopping by, brother.
Yes, sir.
I
I'm still gonna be in here. I'm just gonna put the microphone on mute and let you guys do your thing. I gotta do my sports and send the pics out and everything. So I do apologize. But again, good space. We got a lot of solid people in here, and everyone follow Red Pill Aries. He's gonna be the next big influencer because I'm gonna make it that way. Anyways, guys,
Let's
always a pleasure.
go.
GG33, Beacon, and I'm going to corroid a whole bunch of other groups because it's better to be kingmaker than actual king himself. Why do you guys still haven't figured that out? Anyways, peace.
Chill out.
Hey, by the way, Aaron Wade, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. Now you can bring him up and he'll give you 20 minutes of content.
And he's a
It's on, fellas.